Alright, alrighty then. Uh, Welcome back. And now, as you can see from as I said in the notes in the last video, you will need to have downloaded the torrent and then unpacked it. After you unpack it into whatever folder you want, it should look like this. And since you already have VMware Player installed, there's really two ways you can do this, but the easiest is, since VMware Player should have automatically associated its own file types, you look for the .vmx file, which is the only one that has an icon that should look like this on the file, and it says virtual machine configuration. Just double click that, and it will automatically add it. And now, as you can see, Windows XP is starting up. What should have happened there, and it didn't because Hypercam ate my first video try, is a window would have popped up probably right about in the center of the window as it was before it expanded, asking basically the option that there was 3 buttons on it that would have said I moved it, I copied it, or cancel, which is basically the box that says that VMware Player is recognizing that you've never used this virtual machine file before, and also that you weren't the original creator, which doesn't really mean much. But you would just say I copied it, and now it would also a pop-up down here would pop up a lot asking you to download VMware Tools. You do want to do that, and you want to install that. And once it's done that, then VMware Tools will set up in here and basically add some stuff, which actually is supposed to help with the virtual machine. And yes, you can access the internet from inside the virtual machine through whatever browser you decide to put on it. This virtual machine that I gave you a link for comes with Mozilla, and that's pretty much all it comes with. And then after this is done, I will power down the machine and show you how to edit the settings, which you might want to be careful about, because sometimes the virtual machines don't like that. It depends on how they were made. But yeah, as I just said, sometimes editing the settings can break them, sometimes it will just help them. It depends on how they were made. And do note that this is only if you want to go edit and increase the RAM, this is only a 32-bit system. While there was a 64-bit version of Windows XP, it never got updated past. They never made anything past Service Pack 1 for it. And since I canceled the reboot because I'm going to power down the machine here by doing shutdown guest, and click yes. Now it says Windows is shutting down. Okay, and now to show you how to edit the settings. You basically click here, since this is the one that was just added to my library, and then edit virtual machine settings. I'm going to edit it to 2 gig of RAM. And yeah, the reason it says 2048 up here is because it's basically the difference between a bit and a byte. Whereas one of them would basically be 1,000 bits or bytes to the next unit up. The other would be 1,024, I believe. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, it's the difference between bits versus bytes. One is how the system actually measures itself. The other is how it displays. It's been a while since I've looked all this up. But yeah, just increase this to 2. And then I can just increase this to 2 processor cores, I guess. And so I can do display and just here we go. And now I'll hit OK and run the virtual machine again to show that it worked. And as you can hear, the sound does work, or should be able to hear. And now I just clicked in here, and now properties, and now I'll just, oh, yeah. And now I'll just, why not? Let's just restart the machine. Okay, and now it's booting back up. Okay, and we're back. And I'll show you real quickly how you should be able to add a disk. Nope. Well, also the other thing with this virtual machine is, like, if say you were to connect a USB device and you wanted it to run in the virtual machine, you just plug the USB device into your machine, and this might pop up, and then you would just go up here and click this and right click connect. This will make it, what it means by disconnect from host is it to enable it to use the USB device or what have you that in the virtual machine, which is also called the guest OS, it will have to disconnect it from the host OS, which means that you won't be able to access that drive from outside the virtual machine until you remove it from the virtual machine using VMware. And now it will, there you go. It's pretty much the same with CDs. You can either use a ISO image or what have you, or you can use a physical disk. For installing machines in the next video, we will be using a virtual disk. And just there, and there you go. And now to remove the disk, I right click here and disconnect.